I don't have a script for this video, so we're just gonna go with it and see what happens. So, as you can see behind me, I have two things that need talking about. And I'm gonna upload them in two parts, and we're gonna start with the most simple one, which is you. So, Zangetsu is the more simple of the two builds that I have. In total, Zangetsu only took 2 days to make, and that wasn't constant work, that was a few hours every day. The entire thing is 1.5 meters long. I've run out of room. There we go. It's a fair tank, so to speak. Build-wise, it's really, really simple structurally, because it's all one big pine board that's been cut into the shape and then planed down on the blade to thin it out a bit, and then sanded down to give it an actual blade edge. I didn't really have to do that much to it, to be honest. I cut it on a jigsaw and I sanded it down and I painted it. That's really all I did to it. It's a lot easier when swords are just one piece that you don't have to add things to and just make more complicated, like this thing. It's not the exact length that Zangetsu should be. I'll do it like this because then people can still see you. Zangetsu in the anime is the length of Ichigo's body, which is 5'8.5" as far as I know, if you trust Wikipedia. That would put Zangetsu at about 174 centimeters long, and this one is 150. So it's only off by 24 centimeters. And the reason I cut that bit off was because I thought that it would look a little bit too unbelievable if I kept it the actual length it's supposed to be. The length it is now, it's still huge, but it's easier to store for a start, it's easier to hold and move around. And I think it just suited it better to be a bit smaller, and it was easier for me, obviously, because I didn't have to use up as much wood and I didn't have to plane and sand down as much. That's the only thing that is slightly off about it as far as I'm concerned, is that it's slightly the wrong length. It's a bit smaller than the real one should be. The handle is coated in 2 layers of ribbon and then surrounded by 1 layer of bandage, because I think that's what Zangetsu's handle actually is in the anime, because it matches Ichigo's bandages, so I assumed it was bandage. And it's got 2 bits of loose bandage beside it, or at the end of it. It's not that heavy. Considering the size of it, it's not actually that heavy. It's wieldable by the handle, but it's obviously top heavy because it's huge. But yeah, it's alright. I'm happy with how it turned out. The paint job was fairly simple as well, that if I hold it like that, you can see that the blade itself, like the silver part, has some kind of shading on it to make it look a little bit more metallic. And it's all just a very dark grey on the top bit, which is that bit. It's not varnished, and there isn't really any particular reason why it's not. I just didn't really think it needed to be varnished, which is why it isn't. I did make it kind of last minute, which is probably another reason that it's not varnished. It was because I think I finished it on Christmas Eve and gave it to him on Christmas, so I didn't really have time to varnish it, but I didn't really want to anyway because I thought the shine would probably make it look not as nice. I think it looks nice the way it is at the moment. The tip of it is actually sharp as well, so you could probably impale someone if you tried, but hopefully no one will try with this. Once I hand over a sword, I hand over all responsibility of what happens with it, so if someone gets injured with anything I ever build, it's not my fault. That's about it for this one though. It was a really simple build. There isn't really that much to actually say about it. It wasn't complicated to put together because it's one piece. You can go back here and sit. So yeah, that's it for Zangetsu anyway. So next week I'll be talking about the Keyblade that I have, which was a lot more complicated and took a lot longer to put together. So if you haven't seen my previous video, I also made Elucidator, and people like that apparently. I'm hoping to make more swords as soon as I can, but they do require commissions in order for me to make them because I don't have the money or the time to just make them as a hobby, which I would love to, but I can't because I'm in college and I don't really have the spare time. I do take commissions and I do sell these whenever someone wants one. Yeah, that's kind of it for this video. So if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up because that'd be great. And if you want to see more swords or just more random videos that I make, which I do too, feel free to subscribe then because that'd be awesome. And I'll see you for talking about the Keyblade. So bye guys, and have a heart because that's the thing.